because in Auschwitz it wasn't a problem to die, it was a problem to live. I'm Fanny Weingarten, known as Ellie. I was born in Brno, Czechoslovakia. I had a very sheltered life. I had a German governess and a very sheltered life. My father was a rabbi, but he was also in real estate and in textile. So we were quite well to do. We had a beautiful house. But originally, one of my grandfather's great-great-grandmother was the daughter of Maimonides, the 12th century philosopher, physicist, astronomer, and great biblicist. He wrote Mishnah Torah. He was known also as Rambam, as Moses ben Maimon, and he wrote the book, The Guide for the Perplexed, which was translated in many languages. They told us that in half an hour we should take everything that we can, and we are going to the ghetto. So there isn't very much that you can take in half an hour, but I guess my parents did. I took my my doll Betty, my sunglasses, and my storybook, The Seven Mysteries of Chivika, and I was ready to go. Now, as soon as we left the house, my father went back. He said he forgot some kind of a book. He went back, and to his amazement, he found that our next door neighbor, the one that was our best neighbor, she was going out with the Rubens painting that we had. And but at that time it just didn't matter anymore, because nothing mattered anymore. There was a general, she was the general, she was the leader of the whole camp, and she needed entertainment. So after she went to church every Sunday, she tortured one of the inmates either to death or half-death. So one day it was my turn. She took my fingers and she tied them on a piece of furniture, and she said that if I'm going to be good and not scream too much, she'll do it fast and it will not hurt like that. If I'm going to scream, she'll do it slowly and it will hurt like her.
What did she use?
She used a leather strap with a steel stud. It embedded in my nail, in my nails, one or two of the nails, and she took off my nail and the skin up to the bone at the same time. She tore it off, one by one. And she wanted to make an experiment and see if I can work without nails. So anyway, I collapsed after she did it. I collapsed, and my mother wanted to pour some water over me, and she didn't let. She said, if I get up, good. If not, I'm going to stay there. And unfortunately, I got up, and I worked the next day without nails, and I was bleeding, and it was terrible. It took me many, many months and years for my nails to grow back.
Look at your nails now.
So I am very, very particular about my nails now. My nails and my hair, because they shaved it off with a machine. So anyway, that was her entertainment. She was very proud of me that I could work without nails. And it's really amazing. That was the most painful thing I ever had. And to tear off your nails, when you just tear a little bit your nail, how it hurts
Oh my gosh.
to tear off the whole nail with the flesh together up to the bone. And that's what she enjoyed. She liked to see how people suffer. Anyway, I had enough of this life in Auschwitz, and I thought that I am going to get rid of all this torturing, and just how bad could it be dying, and I would get rid of my misery. So after thinking for 3 days and nights, I decided that that's it. So you can imagine a 10-year-old kid decide to take her life. That's something, I didn't do it because I was suicidal. I logically, reasonably decided to die. So I told my so-called mom that I'm going to, at night, I'm going to go get some fresh air. And she said, "You're going fresh air in the middle of the night?" I said, "Yeah." And I went out and I climbed up there was a little hill to climb up, and I grabbed the electric wire and I'm holding it tight, and I think, my God, you mean dying is so easy? What are making people such a big fuss over it? I don't feel anything at all. And I thought that this was what dying was about, and I felt very good, happy. And all of a sudden I hold it, and I pinched myself, because that's how I used to look whether I'm still alive or not. I pinched myself and I see I'm still alive. I was so disappointed. I realized that I didn't die, and I was disappointed why I didn't die. Finally I decided to die. I can't die. So it was terrible. Now that commandant of Auschwitz, whose hobby was to hang newborn babies, because he was mesmerized by the fact that the baby was not heavy enough to suffocate, didn't have enough weight. So he had to give them an injection to die. And to this day I hear those little babies, how they cry and they shiver, and I can't lose the picture and the voice. To this day, it's already 75 years. I am against violence, against war. I don't believe in revenge, because I believe that my loved ones would never come back with revenge. You have nothing against the other guy. He didn't do anything to you. You didn't do anything to him. Yet the government tells you to shoot him because he is the enemy. If you shoot one person, you go to jail. If you shoot many, you get a medal. So I decided that I don't want the other guy should stop. I'm stopping it myself. I don't want to revenge the Germans. I don't hate them, because hatred is not bad for the other guy. It's bad to live with it. So I believe in the good of humanity, in spite of everything that I went through.